Hello!
That was fab.
That was totally fab. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. How are you?
Thou is good. Is that correct? We'll go
No,
with
that
it.
would be me again.
Yes, I was just
Ah,
telling you you're good. But it's cool, man. We are obviously the OK Squirrels, and
no,
we are, don't disagree. And we've been
we
doing
are okay,
things.
Squirrel.
We've been
We,
doing things.
yeah,
We've
what have
been
you been
watching
doing?
things. I went to watch Guardians of the Galaxy again.
Okay, good. Good.
It's the same as the first two times. It hadn't changed. Quite surprised
Not,
about that.
yeah, not a different film.
No, not at all. The only difference was I had one of those ice blast things.
What, those like £7.90 ice blasts?
It was $4.80. It was,
Right.
and then halfway through, I fell asleep. I woke up, and I was like, I want another one. So I went and got.
So wait. Oh, so you didn't go see it at the cinema then?
No, I did. I went to the cinema.
And you fell asleep?
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I was quite tired, and I was at Cineworld. Have these really cool. Are they cool? I don't know. They're comfortable, like recliners.
Yeah,
And
that
you,
sounds
not
quite badass.
Cineworld, that's Showcase. Showcase, wrong cinema. So yeah, because I went with my brother. He wanted to see it, so I went with
I
him.
went with my brother.
Yeah.
How old's your brother?
My brother's older than me by 2
Is he?
years.
Didn't even know you had a brother, just knew you had a sister. Sorry, this is now just get to know us. Carry on.
Hi. Yeah, so we went and did that. So, 3 times around, it's probably asking a bit too much of it, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I fell
I
asleep.
don't know. You know, I was saying how I didn't feel the impetus to watch it again as much.
Yes.
And I've been wanting to watch the first film again a bit more, which is true. But then I have actually been wanting to watch it again.
Oh,
So that's not nothing. So even though I kind of am more into seeing Galaxy 1 again, I am up for seeing
do them both.
yeah, I might do. I might do that. Might try and see how I can work that out with my limited time.
Squirgle it around,
Well,
around.
it's because time takes up by watching other things, like what we both watch, which is, well, it's the big review we're going to be talking about today is Alien Covenant, which we finally got round to.
Finally. Should we jump right into it? Or do you want to tell us what you've been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? I've been listening to Rotting Christ. It's a band I'm really into.
Wow, they sound beautiful.
They kind of mix like tribal chanting, like satanicness, with a kind of like really dark, really violent black metal.
It sounds like my kind of thing.
Yeah, blackened death metal, I believe, is the occult blackened death metal. Is how I'd best sum it up.
Is there Rotting Jesus a black man or a white man?
He's not really a thing. It's just a band name, Rotting Christ. I think it's quite a badass band name, to be honest. But I'm listening to their album that came out last year called Rituals, which is my first venture into the world of Rotting Christ. And to be honest, it's pretty fucking badass. It's got a really kind of big sense of scale. There's something quite like, I don't know, biblical about it. And like I say, it does mix in these kind of like tribal chanting passages that kind of build to this kind of quite operatic grand scale. It's a very well produced album. It's got a lot going on, but it's also heavy as all fucking hell. And it's really, really badass. It's really badass.
Right.
And now, but I've been listening to loads of other shit, which you will be able to hear more about in hopefully our next episode, which will be featuring returner guest of the OK Squirrel podcast, Kieran Webber,
Return of the Web.
Commander-in-Chief or Editor-in-Chief over at Clunk Magazine, where we'll be doing a kind of music special, which will mean we can kind of splurge all over that with you kind of jumping in for the odd.
Just sitting there and listening. Yeah, I understand what's going on.
Well, I think you should listen to some music, maybe, mate.
Maybe I should listen to bloody what they called Rotten Christ.
Rotting Christ.
I did actually. I've got one. I will say a bit of piece on music. I heard for the first time Elvis Presley's "In the Ghetto."
That's his best song ever.
It's a beautiful song.
In the Ghetto.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just put that out there. So if you haven't listened, get
How
that
have you
up.
never heard that song?
I honestly don't know.
Nick Cave did a really, really good cover of it.
Okay, I'll check that out.
full length with the Bad Seeds.
Is
really good.
Is he just removed in the ghetto? Is he changed it from in the ghetto to in the cave?
No, it's still in the ghetto, but he
In
just
the Nick Cave?
yeah, I don't know. And he learns how to drink and he learns how to fight in the ghetto.
In the Nick Cave?
Yeah, you should listen to it.
I
Nick
will.
Cave's version. It's on From Her to Eternity, his first full length with Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. It's really fucking good. And I'm going to, just to talk about what Kieran's got a few things that he's been, I think, wanking all over recently from some reviews he's been doing. But I've got so much shit to talk about from like Swedish hard rock / power pop band Blood Command, which are like one of my surprise album of the year. It's like pretty intense techno rock mixed with like super catchy pop, and it's wicked. There's stuff like the new Paramore album is like a really, really good pop album. I don't know, we might talk a bit about Chris Cornell's passing because that was quite a big thing. There's loads of stuff, mate. Loads of stuff's been going on. Like, Zeal and Ardor, the possible best album of the year contender, up there with Mastodon and Creeper. Yeah, Zeal and Ardor. I don't really want to say anything about that.
Save it.
I think that, all I'm going to do is only the whole album. I'm not going to tell you anything about the album, Martin, but you're going to listen to it. It's only 25 minutes long.
Okay.
I think it's actually quite accessible.
Okay.
Zeal and Ardor. Take note of that. That is 2 words. Zeal, as in Z. Zeal.
I'm a Zeal. Oh.
Yeah, but with a Z.
Yes.
And Ardor, which is Ardor. I empower.
I'm older than you.
And empower everyone to listen to this. It is the breakthrough surprise hit of the year. I did not envision a world where there would be another first album by a band as good as Creepers, but this is. This is.
Shut up. Save it.
It's an incredible achievement. And let me just explain this. The last thing I'll say about it, I have honestly never ever heard anything like it.
Wow.
It combines something and something else.
It combines zeals and ardor.
Zeal and Ardor, yeah, it combines that. I think just get that album up. The album's called Devil is Fine. And play it from song 1. Listen to it on a good pair of headphones on a good system, and you will be blown away. I can't wait to talk about it more.
I'm going to be getting a new speaker system anyway, which I'm looking forward to.
But yeah,
I want to order it now.
Martin has now promised he will listen to that album. Listen to it a few times through, because it will.
I will. Right, should we move on to Alien?
Yes, let's do it.
Where do we start?
It's not very good, is it?
No. Wow. I'm someone that you might have guessed haven't seen all of the Alien films.
And again, it's weird when we come to things. We can kind of expect one of us will be quite well read and well researched and have kind of understood a lineage of whatever the text is. He might have watched the previous films or have read into it. Might have a kind of general overview, contextualization of whatever the franchise or film in question is. And the other one goes in entirely, which there's a lot to be said for this.
That's me.
Goes in entirely blind and just goes, yeah, I'll watch it.
I'll see what happens. So I did do a little bit of research. I did watch Prometheus.
Okay.
The night before.
Okay. Quite an interesting place to start. What did you, very briefly, think of Prometheus?
Prometheus, I thought, it was okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It weirdly, I was one of the people, we've talked about this on the previous podcast, but I was one of those people who came down pretty hard on Prometheus because it was promising a lot. If you have a kind of a deep-rooted fascination or investment in the franchise, the Alien franchise, the Alien film, Alien, having a huge touchstone, was a huge touchstone landmark in my kind of film appreciation life. In that it was the first 18 I ever saw. I think I was probably about 8 or maybe 9.
Naughty boy.
Yeah, no. My dad let me see it. and I thought it was one of the most stunning, tense, intelligent, creative horror films slash sci-fis I'd ever seen, and I still do. I still think that. Then Aliens is one of the best action films ever made. Not a horror film anymore, just a straight up fucking war movie in space, and it's amazing. Then there's Alien 3, which is a David Fitch film, which is a really big fuck up, but an interesting and quite admirable fuck up in some respects. Then there was Jean-Pierre Jeunet's Alien, what was it, Alien and Resurrection, which is total wank, but also quite interesting wank. That's the weird thing about 3 and 4, is they're both really bad films, but weirdly fascinating, and in some ways quite interesting.
I didn't know there were so many.
There's 4. Then there was Alien vs Predator, which
that's the joke.
The two studios kind of were like, we could chuck these together. The comics have been doing it for years. Why don't we just do it? And then fucked it up, and then did a second one, which managed to be even worse than the original, than the Paul W.S. Anderson original.
Then there was a game as well.
There's been a load of games. There's been some good games and some less good games. I still haven't played Alien Isolation, which I hear is great, which came out a couple of years ago. And then here we are. Well, then Prometheus happened.
It happened.
What did you think?
It was beautiful. It was like, it looked nice.
Great. Those opening shots, which are essentially just of Iceland, look fucking wicked. And there's a kind of nice idea of like trying to find your creators.
Yes, and I like that. I've said before on the podcast, like the whole origin story kind of thing. I like that.
The origin story of the human race.
Yes, it's a big origin story, isn't it?
It is a big origin story, and it's an interesting one. It's a compelling, like, jumping in point. The problem is it goes nowhere with it. No. Like, it goes nowhere. And then you'd think, well, maybe Alien Covenant will kind of fill in the holes. No, it doesn't do that either. It just kind of brushes aside that story and then jumps right in. But yeah, so sorry, you were saying about Prometheus.
What I don't know what more there is for me to say. It looks nice, and it was an okay film. It's full of like people doing stupid stuff.
Yeah. Oh god. Such stupid things. Stupid people.
Get when they're filming things, actors aren't like, well, this doesn't make sense. Why don't we do it like this?
It's bad writing. It's simple as that. It's often said that Ridley Scott's only as good as his script, because you can always, it's almost not even worth saying, and we're going to say the same thing about Alien Covenant.
Exactly the same thing.
Looks really good, but that's a given. Ridley Scott makes good looking films. We know that. Even his fucking terrible Exodus, Gods and Kings, looks really good. It's just a shit film.
Yeah.
Body of Lies, that crap DiCaprio and Russell Crowe film, was good looking, but shit. So on and so forth. We expect that. That's a given. Prometheus looks great. Alien Covenant looks great. And then The Martian, again, which was, for me, working off a really good script, really smart, really clever, really funny script, much, much better film.
Yes, I enjoyed
that. For me, we went to see that together.
We did?
We did, actually, when Martin was living in London. And I'd actually like to see The Martian again, because I think I'd actually like it even more if I saw it again.
Yes.
So I actually think I rate it quite highly. I haven't either, but I feel like I would like to.
No, I have. I have, and it's enjoyable.
You have, and it's still enjoyable.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Yeah, so let's go in Covenant then. What do you think?
Very similar views to Prometheus. It's looks good. It's very weak. The storyline's weak. It's the very obvious plot twist at the end. Oh god, the most. We're not going to spoil it just in case, but it's literally like, well, yeah, duh. You're waiting for them just to try it, and
the worst thing is I saw an old school friend last night. Well, a few of them, and one of them was like, "Oh, sorry, Alien Covenant, really, really smart ending, really twisted ending." I was like, "You're a fucking moron." He's always been a fucking moron, so that's fine. That's been kind of the joke. That was always the joke in our old school friends. But he was like, "Yeah, really twisted ending." I was like, "No, it's not. It's fucking thick as shit." Yeah. Everyone saw it coming. I don't even want to. Yeah, let's not go into it. But it's just the most obvious ploy you can do with the setup that you're given. and the characters you're given, it's like, yeah. Anyway, but the film, I think I came out trying to be a bit nicer to it than I am now going to be. I almost think it's quite good that we've waited a week or two after its release to chat about it, because I think I felt like I was trying to give it a bit of a pass, trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, because I didn't hate it, and I don't hate it. I don't think it's a good film.
It's just a film,
and I think it should kind of be called out for not being a good film. Yeah, even though I was someone who was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, I don't think it should be given the benefit of the doubt. No. I think we're too far gone. I think it should be called out for another disappointment.
Yes.
I think stop making these alien films, Ridley Scott, to be honest. And unfortunately, the man, they had the right guy. Neil Blomkamp, director of District 9, Elysium and Chappie.
Oh.
He was going to make an alien film. He was set to do it for the last 3-4 years. It's been in pre-production. He had loads of concept art, really exciting ideas, really interesting director with a really good style. He was making one. Then Alien Covenant came around. Then at one point they were still both going to be made, and now Ridley Scott's kind of said, yeah, Neil Blomkamp's one's not getting done. Part of me feels like that's the wrong move. I think that guy, a new pair of hands, a new creative vision, someone who's very, very well versed in sci-fi, lives and breathes sci-fi his whole filmic career. I think he's the man for the job. They had him. He wanted to do it. He was fully behind it, and they
fucked it up.
As I understand it, they've axed that. And I think it's a shame. I think again, it's badly written. Again, it's quite silly. It goes round in circles on its kind of thematic and theological, creator, who's our creator, who's man's creator, man's purpose on the world. This whole, son and father figures, the opening scene with Wayland and David, who is, let's do a little roundup. So if anyone doesn't know, the plot picks up post Prometheus, maybe 10 years or so. There's a new Covenant vessel, which these Covenant, they're
colonization mission, isn't it?
Exactly, it's
is that the right word?
Well, yeah, they are. It's a
chronological.
Oh my god, I can't speak. It's a colony mission.
Colony, that's the one.
You still couldn't say it.
No.
This is humiliating for us both. It's a colony mission to a new planet. En route, something happens to their hibernation pods.
Yes.
They wake up.
Can we just stop and just cover that one point?
Go.
Which I thought was ridiculous. So they've got their solar panels out, aren't they? They're sort of their, what do they call them in the show? Wings?
Solar sails or something like that.
Sails, yes, sails.
Looks nice. That opening is quite a nice,
really nice, but
really, really classy, gentle, silent opening. Which made me. I was like, and the way the text appears on the screen, like the '79 Alien film, was really nice. And
so these sails, they've got 3 strips on each sail, and there's 4 surrounding the vessel. Okay, one of those little sails breaks, the whole thing doesn't work. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah. Well. You know why that happens? Because a plot's got to happen, apparently.
Yes, but it's such a weak reason for them to not have power and have to go and fix it.
Yeah, but someone dies in the fallout from that accident. It's James Franco, who has probably the easiest paycheck of any actor ever. He appears in a little bit of mobile phone recorded footage or something like that, and he was in the pre-release teaser. Beforehand, the prologue clip. But yeah, so we're left with another, like Prometheus, another crew of good actors, led by Catherine Waterston, who you may have seen in Inherent Vice. Very good actress, up and comer. Not given a whole lot to do here. She's good in what she does have. Surprise turn. I thought Danny McBride, normally known for his comedy turns in things like Eastbound and Down and Pineapple Express and so on and so
Oh,
forth.
is that Texas?
Tennessee.
Tennessee, they call him. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and he's
same place.
pretty good. You've got Billy Crudup as like a religious guy. There's a lot of kind of very portentous, like, over exposition of him going like explaining how he's religious, and it means they won't believe him. How can he run a scientific expedition if he's religious? And there's a lot of heavy-handed. They really like to talk about, the ideas, the big ideas at play, as opposed to kind of get on and tell us the story. You've got a well-rounded cast. Obviously, you've got, Michael Fassbender back as both David and Walter. Walter is the android on ship, and David is the character that carries over from Prometheus, who is the android from the Prometheus ship mission. Who's been living on a planet in a kind of surprise, that's a pretty early on twist, and has something to do with the Genesis in another kind of heavy-handed creator metaphor.
The mystery around it.
So he has quite a hand in the genesis of the xenomorph that comes to populate the franchise from here on out. And I don't know, its explanations for the existence of the xenomorphs, which is what we always thought Prometheus was going to kind of be about, is pretty, like, he just kind of does it because he likes tinkering with things and trying to make weird species, and it's like, all right, great. There's a lot of that kind of Mary Shelley, Frankenstein elements, and some of that stuff's like, at least the design and the decor going on in those scenes are quite cool. And that whole, the weird thing, it does in very brief flashbacks and in that prologue trailer, it shows us how they came to this planet of the engineers, which were foreshadowed in Prometheus. They go to this planet of them, and they essentially commit genocide. Well, through certain means, David's character commits an act of genocide on this entire planet of engineers. I'm like,
of hench people.
Show me that film. Like,
I want that film. That's exactly it. I want that film.
There seems to be a missing film between Prometheus and this that I'd rather see than either Prometheus or this.
And I think, am I right in thinking they were planning on doing that film?
Maybe.
Decided to not, and potentially may go back to it.
Kind of. Originally, he wanted to do like Prometheus 2 and like maybe kind of Prometheus 3. Obviously, maybe not that name. And because of the quite bad backlash on Prometheus not really being anything to do with Alien,
they needed to step up their Alien game.
Yeah, so I think it's another kind of knee-jerk reaction, and I don't think it's paid off well for the film or the franchise as a whole.
No, not at all.
You do get a bit of kind of beastly xenomorph action towards the end, which is kind of, again, quite convincing, and it's kind of cool to see the titular alien running about and stuff like that in sunlight as well, which is kind of weird. Normally restricted to kind of the shadows and the darkness, but
the shadows is where I live.
Yeah, I was molded by it. Yeah, it's I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, let me touch on another. I've got another thing that bothers me about the film.
Go for it.
Is the technology in it. They go from Prometheus having these like egg hospitals where they just put themselves in and the robots diagnose and then solve.
The mapping balls.
All of that sort of stuff. And then they go to a hospital bed with someone pasting glue on someone's face.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
It's supposed to be 10 years on, but they've gone backwards in their technology.
Well, I don't know. They didn't say that kind of medi-bed thing was like only for the most high-end, highest class of citizen.
But if you take technology from then and 10 years later, it's become available.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just how it is. And if you've got the first colonization, colonists leaving...
No, not colonists.
they are colonialists, and they're going to go colonize a location.
Colonialists. Maybe it's that.
Yes. Okay, move on from the word. You're going to give them the very best hope by giving them the very best technology. Otherwise, it's pointless.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Don't just give them a bed and some glue.
Face glue
To fix things.
Use the face glue.
Ridiculous. And the whole thing of the weather and the reasoning they can't get saved is it's stormy out. But you look at the world map and it's, there's empty spots where it's not being bad weather. Fly down there, sup along underneath all the clouds and all that. Pick them up, leave. I feel like that was an answer to what they needed to do.
Yeah.
But they didn't because of the shitty storyline.
Yeah. It's not a very good film.
Not at all.
Don't know
what else to say about it. Let's move on from
what'd you give out of 10?
Oh, out of 10, I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, mate. I was going to maybe about a week ago, I would have given it a 5, tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, but it's not. I think it's a below average film. It's a 4.
Yep.
It's a shame.
It is a shame, but
I wanted it to be good.
What do you expect, eh?
I don't know. What have we got coming up, mate? What have we got to brighten our mood? There's a few films that I'm going to be seeing.
Yes.
I am going to be seeing. Tomorrow I'm seeing Colossal, the new Anne Hathaway starring indie comedy / giant monster film, which I'm pretty fucking hot for. I think it looks really interesting. Heard a lot of good things. Monday, get this, I may very well be braving for you guys. For the benefit of journalistic review, I may be seeing the David Beckham starring King Arthur.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he's got a cameo.
I've got to go see it then.
It looks like shit. So, hey man, I'm gonna try and go in open-minded. Any film can be a good film.
It's not going to be good though.
Even a Guy Ritchie film.
I need to go watch it.
He's one of my least favourite directors. Yeah, but hey, it's bombed pretty heavily at the US box office. I think it's doing similarly in the UK. Maybe there's something in it. Maybe there's something in it I'll like, man. I like swords and battles and shit.
Yeah, just like it when they're done well. So we've also got Pirates of the Caribbean coming out. Or is it out?
It's out now, yeah.
It's out, so
out Friday or whatever.
This is my list of things to watch. So King Arthur.
We'll be seeing
Pirates.
Pirates. I think we'll both
Baywatch.
Views of both them. Yeah, Baywatch. I might let you field that one.
Well, I reckon it's going to be a good quality, funny film.
Really?
It's got The Rock, who I find is a great actor for comediness.
The Rock and Zac Efron. I rate both of them very highly. And I don't know.
And I think it
looks like it's trying to do what 21 and 22 Jump Street did.
I can agree.
Brilliantly.
I can agree.
Trying to do a kind of postmodern, ironic, self-aware remake of like a 80s, 90s TV show. I don't know. And if I go in thinking about those two films, which to be honest, for me, I more and more I think are probably the two best American comedies of this.
They are so good. That scene,
decade, of this generation.
When he's meeting when they're meeting their parents at the parents' evening, and she's like, "Yeah, he follows me home," and Ice-T's just like looking at him like,
Ice Cube, not Ice-T.
Same person.
No, Ice-T is the front man of rap metal outfit Body Count. Also a good album that came out this year.
Never heard of them.
Ice-T?
No.
You've heard of Ice-T, you just said his name.
Yeah, I think Ice Cube's called Ice-T.
No, you're confusing two rappers.
Move on from the tea, goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, that scene I think is fantastic.
Ice-T's in Rick and Morty when he then goes back to being Water Tea. From another dimension.
Is that actually him?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some good films coming up. And, of course, Wonder Woman.
Yes, we'll be bringing you a review of that as well,
Which is very soon.
To be honest, I'm most dreading Pirates of the Caribbean. I really don't want to see that
I don't
film.
care at all about that film.
Oh God, Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, I the films have been so bad for so long, and this is the fifth one, that I almost want to literally go, Pirates of the Caribbean has never been good. And that's not true. The first one is kind of fun.
Well, it was new, wasn't it?
It was new, and it was Johnny Depp doing his kind of weird, funny character that he now does in every film. And I think the lasting existence of this franchise almost makes me like retroactively dislike the first film.
Well, they've got to keep making them. They've got a theme park based on it, don't they?
Oh God, no! Other way around. This is based off a ride in a theme park.
So they need to keep the film going, just to get people into that.
They don't need to keep it
going.
Yeah,
they do. That's their reasoning.
Kill it dead. It should have been one film.
Yeah, I know. Because we know what it's going to be. It's going to be him for an hour long, narrowly escaping things.
Flailing around and being
exactly. His arms behind him when he's running.
The film fucking saga that ruined Johnny Depp's career, and more than any other character actor in the world ever, this has ruined him as a credible actor.
Ruined
him.
It's ruined him.
He's a joke, man. Johnny Depp is a joke now.
I am in agreement.
He's not even a fucking actor. He's a panto.
Yes.
Panto character.
That's what he is. But he's a well-dressed panto.
Yeah, what he's doing is panto with a budget.
That's it.
and I don't want to fucking see that. But yeah, we will be braving it, and we will let you know how shit it is. No, let's not prejudge. Come on.
But Wonder Woman looks fantastic. I believe it's getting some great reviews as well.
I'm hot for Wonder Woman.
I'm hot for it. It's one film where I'm thinking I need to go with someone. I can't go watch it by myself. Same with Baywatch.
Yeah.
It becomes quite creepy when you're watching it by yourself.
Gives a shit, mate.
I
went to go see that film Stranger by a Lake a few years ago, which had full nude, fully explicit male on male sex.
Nice.
And it was real sex as well.
Oh.
Yeah, genuine sex. Weird. Yeah, so basically what we're excited about is there's a lot to come, and this has kind of been an, Alien Covenant special. But I'm trying to hold back from talking about everything else. What else have you got to talk about?
I've been watching Master of None, actually.
That's very interesting, because I've been watching, finally, only on a few years back, Parks and Recreation, which I'm enjoying a lot, and that has, what's his name? Aziz Azera. There we go. Sorry for butchering his name. That is him, and Master of None's kind of his show, isn't it?
It's his show, and it's really good.
Is it? Cool. I'm excited about that now.
I use the word good a lot, but...
it's good.
It's good, and that's it.
It's a good film. I like the show. It makes me laugh.
So they do touches on, how Family Guy will prolong a joke, and to the point where you then laugh again at it because it's gone too long.
No, I just don't.
Well, he does that a bit, but he's also got each episode's a bit of a focus in certain areas, and it's slowly builds through that time the whole storyline of it all. It's just really, he plays a really good nice guy in it who's just oh,
that's cool, because normally he plays a bit of a balance.
Fun.
Okay, cool.
He just likes having fun, and he's just funny, and it's a really enjoyable show, and I believe season 2's just come out, if I'm right in thinking that.
Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, on Netflix. Catch it there, hot.
Cool, because that's I like him. I never used to, because he used to host the MTV Music Awards, which I thought, oh, shit, and he did things like that, or the Teen Choice Awards, something like that. And then I've seen a bit of his stand-up, and I haven't liked that. But now, watching Parks and Rec, I now have a newfound fondness for him. Really like him now. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out after I finish Parks and Rec, which I do like Parks and Rec a lot. I think the second and third series are really good. It started it's not getting worse. It's just kind of plateaued. It's just consistently all right.
I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't?
I couldn't keep watching it. I found it really boring.
Oh, no, I find it quite easily. Shit, I have watched, let's not talk about it. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the new episode.
Oh, yes, I have as well.
I've seen the first 2 of them. Really good.
So the second episode is the water slide episode, isn't it?
Really good.
I laughed so hard at the end.
the gag. Yeah, really funny when he pours a bottle of water onto Danny DeVito, and then he goes down that slide with no water, and you just see blood.
They built the whole episode up with him skipping cues by saying that he had AIDS. So then suddenly the water is red, and there's kids in this AIDS water, and everyone's screaming. And it's fucking funny.
That was very, very, very good. If anything, this new series is perhaps, on terms of quality, maybe the best 2 episodes I've seen.
Keep watching it. I need to watch the first episode, but it gets really good. Points to look out for are the exercise bike.
Okay.
Just watch out for that. There's a hilarious scene involving that, and that's all I can think of.
All right, mate.
But that one, take that one.
My only thing with going back quickly to Parks and Rec to round things up, is it's too kind of good. It's like everything works out for everyone. Everything. Do you know what I mean? You think like something's going to be, but in the end, everything works out for everyone. It's kind of the running thing of that show. Right. Nothing ever happens. It's all kind of good people who kind of get into little mishaps, but everything works out okay. And they're all big winners. Speaking of big winners, I'm going to go win at life.
Are you now?
Yeah, I've got things to do. People
you do
to
your
see.
Things. You see your peoples. And we'll wrap this up.
Where should they catch us?
Catch us on all of the social medias. We've got the Facebook, we've got the Instagrams, we've got the Twitters, and that's all at like OK Squirrel. Give us a search.
And we are also running our weekly American Gods episode Roundup review reaction videos, reviews, which you can find on our podcast page wherever you find us on iTunes or on the YouTube, where we put up all our vids as well, which is cool.
It's cooly dude indeed. We also have a Patreon page. Become our first Patreon.
Yeah.
Support us in our effort of...
I think it's a bold and,
Hey, why not? People love us.
Yeah, anything you can do to help us get out there more.
But one thing you can do, which is free, interact with us.
Send us some shit. Talk to us.
Let's do it. You might even be interesting enough to get on the show.
Oh, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we're talking to a stranger.
That'd be cool.
We should do that one day. Just go to a bus stop and start talking to them.
Literally, if you send us anything, we will read it out.
We will. We're going to read it.
And make attempts to do it in any way possible.
We're now selling ourselves.
Yeah, no, mate. If you send us a question, we will answer it to the best of our ability. Bring up some topics. We'll talk about it. We need more to talk about.
Let's have a dear, what they called, the agony aunt. Send us your problems, your relationship stuff.
Not if they're like Willy problems.
Yeah, we can't help with that other than get a knife.
We've got enough of our own.
Man, constantly at the doctor's.
Yeah. Right. This is us signing off.
We have been the Squirrels.
Maybe.
See ya.
See ya.